Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday, and welcome to your Wednesday Wisdom with Spirit. I will tune in today through mediumship or channeling, depending on who's there. And what's really fun about Wednesdays, if you're new to my channel, Wednesdays is when I don't use cards. Wednesdays is when I just do what I normally, naturally do in my connection with Spirit. And so I always love the adventure of a Wednesday because most of the time I don't know what it's going to be, and I just kind of sit down and we see what's what. So I'm going to do just that. So just hold on one moment and I'll let you know who's coming in and how it's going to happen. So hold on one sec. Okay, this is definitely in the form of mediumship because they're showing me imagery. And I know as soon as I see imagery, then it's going to be mediumship. This is coming from the Three Guides of the Light, though. And what's really beautiful is they showed me this imagery of the outline of a person. And then they showed this beautiful big like orb of light. Like picture this gold disc here almost, as if it was sitting right beside me like this. And I saw the person put their head, kind of resting their head on that disc. And when I saw that, they played the song, Put Your Head on My Shoulder. And when I asked why they were bringing that up, they said, we really realize how intense this time has been, not only for your minds, but also for your body. And they want to address the amount of fatigue people have been having to experience because they're like, they're saying what's really beautiful is so many of us have been mastering the mind now quite beautifully. We have been gaining tools and understandings and knowledge to be able to make sense of energy or choose how we wish to react, choose how we wish to handle situations and the perspective that, we've been talking about a lot. They're saying so many of you are really mastering that and really choosing what you want to do in every moment. And so they're like, this is huge, huge progress. And not only is this beautiful progress individually, but it's also creating this templated example of new ways of being, which is fantastic because think about it, like how do kids learn things? They learn from seeing their parents do something. So the more people that can be very conscious in their relationships, in their mental state of like choosing how they're reacting and being thoughtful in that process, the more it creates a template for other people to see and then to want to do as well. So they're saying we're doing so well in that way and keep going. They're saying where they're really wanting to focus today, though, and, in the energy to come, is how they realize this has all been such a toll on our bodies. Because our bodies are coming online this year too, right? We've been talking about this a ton. And they're saying these collapsing of timelines, the solar flares we've been having like nonstop as we're moving up into our solar maximum within the solar cycle. As well as everything that happened in the eclipse energy, like it's just so transformative. And the amount of mental load we've had in the transformations is one thing, but then there's also been this physical load. And the amount that our physical bodies are changing right now is exponential. And they're saying we can see energetically how tired all of you are, how the body is, it's funny, I was just saying, I'm like taking a beating and they're like, no, it's not that. It's the body is transforming. And if you think about anything, like transformation takes time. If we look at our healing takes time because the cell has to transform from, let's just say, being disharmonized or, even if we look at it in like disfigured shape into a refigured shape, right? So that takes time. There is a change point for that to happen. So as our bodies are changing right now, it also does take time. There's a demand on the body. And the demand on the body is similar to, interesting, they're saying for many the demand on the body when a mother is growing a baby. the energy demand on the mother's body is massive because it is growing an entirely new body, as well as doing its own systematic changes and, cellular regeneration and all of that. It's also growing a completely separate body. And so they're saying this kind of transformation is somewhat similar to that. Not as extensive, but quite demanding. And our bodies are not only changing energetically, changing within the DNA frequencies, but then the body is also adjusting to the new energy as well. So the body is having to learn its new frequency as well. So all to say, Spirit is like, we recognize how extended all of you are in so many ways. And they're showing me this like a sun disk right now, but with all the rays, and each ray is another way in which the body is being taxed right now, right? Kind of like those brainstorm bubbles where you have all those lines and things that it's connecting to. There are so many ways in which it's being taxed, and they're like, we really understand this demand. And so what they're saying is there is such an important balance within your work and rest cycle, or activity and rest cycle. It's about cycles right now, and those might be very small cycles for you. It might be like 3 hours work to half-hour rest, and maybe your rest is just having a coffee. But it's about you monitoring what that is. Or maybe you're really busy for a week and then you take a couple days off after, of like actually taking time off. These cycles are so important for you to continue to recalibrate as you move through the growth, because the change is so extensive. And then they also said another thing that's really helpful is the energy of the sun. So if you're able to get out into the sun, and again, it doesn't have to be for a long time, and it doesn't have to include sunburns, but if you're able to get out into the sun and be conscious with the sun, and so I can explain the way it works for me is when I go out into the sun, close my eyes, I look up to the sun, and I can like feel the sun rays like filling up my body, almost like when you fill a jug with water and you see it filling up. That's how I feel it. And I feel almost like this solar panel, and I'm being recharged up again. It is mighty powerful when you bring in the conscious intent with the sun. So recalibrating with the sun is so powerful because it's connecting to the same energy frequency as your soul light. So they're really encouraging us, like, lean on us in terms of bringing in more solar light. Let us help you be there, because again, 3 guides of the light, they are light consciousness, right? So there's an energy consciousness exchange when you're standing in the sun's light. And they're also, again, saying, remember that rest, work, rest, activity, rest cycle, and allow yourself to really detail the parameters of what that cycle looks like for you. And by doing that, you're not only going to help recalibrate your body, but you're going to come into such a beautiful relationship with your body because you're willing to be that gatekeeper of what is needed for the body. Right? Like, no, it needs rest. Like a parent would say to a child, no, you need to rest now. You get to do that same thing for you. So, beautiful message today. Wow, I absolutely love that. Absolutely love that. All right, I will leave that with all of you. Thank you so much as always for joining. Please do subscribe, share if you are feeling the draw. I do also want to say, do consider, if you are looking to open your gifts of mediumship, of connecting to spirit and all of that, I'm hosting a really fun course in the fall time. We just finished our spring session, 16 sessions of learning how to connect into your spirit guides. It is so much fun. You will learn so much. And it is on sale right now until June 30th at avalonspirit.com. And it is called Lightworker Mentorship Circle, the All Levels class. So you can check that out at avalonspirit.com. And I would love to see you there. So have a beautiful rest of your day, everyone. And I will see you tomorrow.